Hello, it is Friday afternoon. I came home probably about 7 minutes ago. It's 5:15. I came home early today, which was nice. And I'm putting on running shoes because I am going to try and smash out either a 3k or a 5k something before Shabbat comes in and before I need to leave for Shabbat. I need to leave sort of around 10 to 7 today. So sorry if you can't see me, I'm putting on shoes. I'm trying to do everything as efficiently as possible. But yeah, I need to leave around 10 to 7 today. And I obviously want to at least change, but hopefully also shower before then. And I have an hour and a half, call it. I realised I haven't drunk very much today, so I just gulped a lot, but it might not be enough. It's warm out. It's more warm than it should be. I've put on sun cream even. This morning it was almost cold. It was like 15 degrees and it was fine. It was like the perfect temperature. But alas, we do what we can. Basically, well, I'll speak about my logic later when I have time, if I have time. I'm going to drink a little bit more water now, then I'm going to have a Percy Pig before I go and one of the sugar tablets as I leave, and then hopefully like eat something when I get back. But yeah, let's just go for it. Hopefully, I mean, I'm going to go based off time rather than distance, but I really want to not stop. That's the main thing. I'll see you later, maybe. I don't know. At some point. Hello. It is 6:20 and I've obviously been home about 20 minutes or so, maybe not obviously because I haven't spoken about anything yet, so you have no idea what I've done. But I've been home about 20 minutes. I'm still quite red and sweaty. It is 25 degrees in the apartment. I've only just opened a window and I was doing like quite a, not even just a cool down, but some strength training in the cool down as well. So that's probably caused all this. I've decided not to shower, but I've been patting myself with a towel. I just figured it'd be too rushed trying to shower as well. I went out, like guns blazing. I think because I felt I was in a rush, I just was moving fast. I mean, my turnaround was quite quick from finishing work to going out. And I was sort of trying to tell myself to slow down so that I wouldn't get burnt out before I got to 5k. I really wanted to not stop. I think the sun was really tough on me today. I'll check what the weather is. I don't think it's crazy. I think it's meant to be like 20 something degrees, but it just, whenever I was in the shade, it was fine, but when I was in the sun, I could just feel it hitting me and I wasn't enjoying it at all. Yeah, it's 22 degrees, like it's not crazy. I also think, I mean, admittedly, I'd only put the sun cream on like minutes before I left, but I think sun cream does make me sweatier and makes me warmer, and that's just not fun. So for race day, I mean, I'll be out in the sun for 3 hours, so like I do need to make sure to not do it too, I mean, I'll probably put on the sun cream before I leave, and it'll probably take me at least an hour to get there, plus an hour, you know, waiting to start. So I think I should be fine, hopefully. I'll just have a quick look at the details. So I did literally just over 5 kilometers in 35 minutes and 53 seconds, making my average tempo 7:08. My first kilometer was 6:42, second and third were both 7:13, fourth was 7:26, and fifth was 7:07. I'm kind of surprised that the fifth was faster than the fourth, because I was really struggling on the fifth. Like when I was around 2 kilometers, I left the park. I was doing the same thing where I sort of just stayed around the park, but I left the park and I was coming home, and that's uphill. I've spoken about that uphill many a time over the course, maybe not so much recently, but especially when I was doing my 10k, and I was really struggling with that uphill. So I'm surprised that the 5k was faster, or the fifth kilometer. This tempo graph also makes absolutely no sense to me, because it looks like I was dipping so much and like I stopped to walk so much, and I didn't stop once. Do you see what I mean? Like, what are all those dips about? Very, very strange. Anyway, I am so proud of myself for having done that. Yes, I didn't love it, and yes, it was maybe not super fast. But to go out on a Friday night before Shabbat, like between work and going out for Shabbat, that's very impressive to me. I did feel, again, like my socks had a hole in them, and it was a little bit sore this time, and when I checked, I mean, I even took a picture of it today, my feet were so bloody. Again, it's not crazy sore, and it's like a tiny little slit on the side of my toe, same as last time, like it's just the way my nail is. I'll try and cut it before race day again, but I just don't know if I can prevent it. Luckily, it's not too painful, and it's fine, but it's not fun, obviously. I'd rather not be bleeding. Also, knock on wood, no pain in my knee, which is amazing. Also not since I've come home. We'll see how that sort of feels over the next few days, but that's great. Also great that I did a massive run on Tuesday, and 3 days later I can just go out for a 5k without being sore. I definitely could have gone further today, I just really didn't want to because I didn't have time. If I had more time, I absolutely would have. Also, let's quickly talk game plan, and one of the reasons, like, this was quite spur of the moment. I decided this at work today when I was talking to my colleague. I noticed yesterday, or maybe a few days ago, I can't remember, that the last run I did, the half marathon, was my 56th run. And I was wondering if I could fit 3 more runs in before the half marathon, which is in just over 2 weeks, because then my half marathon will be my 60th run, and that just feels really satisfying. And I was trying to work out how I could make that happen, because next week for me is crazy and I don't want to be doing too much running in the week leading up to the half marathon. But I realized I can do a short, I thought a 3K, but whatever, I could do something today. Then I can try and do a long run on Monday. So I'm gonna try, depending on, lots of different factors, but I would really like to try and do 13 without stopping. That's the plan for Monday. Then I can't run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Well, I could maybe do another short one on Friday, but like not properly. Shabbat I can't. Sunday, potentially Sunday evening I could, but Wayne and I are going to be out during the day, so I don't know. So just to backtrack, I'm thinking today was my 57th, Monday will be my 58th, and then I think the Monday after, so like a week later, I'll try and do another short one, maybe another 5K, and that will be my 59th, and then half marathon day will be my 60th. That's what I'm hoping to achieve. The truth is I can do other days that week leading up to the half marathon, but I really want to also rest before so that my knee and everything is in prime condition. It's crazy that I've done 57 runs, but it's also crazy to me that I have vlogged 57 runs. Like, that's mad. But as I came home, once again, I always check the post. I very, very, very rarely expect anything from me, but Wayne often gets posts, so I always just check. And as I came in from the run, this was waiting with my name on it downstairs, and it's from the Big Half. I'm not going to show you the front, obviously, because it's got my address, but it does say 2025, the Big Half, London Marathon Events, Marathon House. Like, that's ridiculous. And it says, it's got my bib number, my wave, my baggage, colour, that kind of thing. So let's open it. I mean, it might just be the bib. I don't know. Ooh. Ta-da-da! Ah, that's nice. They've given a safety pin, a singular one, which is interesting, unless there's more. I presume that's for my bag as opposed to for me. I don't know if I will do a bag drop because I have pockets and I'll have Wayne with me. Sorry, I've lost the safety pin. Oh, whatever, it'll show up. This is a big bib. That's crazy, but it's got all the information. One thing I loved, they offered you to do a no t-shirt or no medal or both option to, help the environment. I did want a medal because this is probably the only half marathon I'm ever going to do in my life, but I didn't need a t-shirt. I've got enough t-shirts, and I thought, let's help because I think you can donate money instead to like the environment. So I thought, yeah, let's do that. I need to fill in everything at the back about like my address and contact details and whatever, just in case something happens to me, but I'll do that much later. Oh, it's a big bag. Ooh, the one from Cancer Research, I think was much smaller. And something like this might actually be useful then to bring like a coat or a jumper or something, because I was definitely cold. Admittedly, that was the winter, but I was very cold after my run. I was numb. I need to at some point make a list of things that I want. Obviously things I'm gonna carry with me, like on my person. Also things that I want to have sort of for Wayne to have with him. Water, I just realized while I was patting myself dry, a towel as well. Maybe a change of clothes, but I mean, probably. I don't know what the plan is after. Obviously water and food and that kind of thing, although we'll probably go out to eat rather than just like picnic. I don't know, I need to sit down and make a list, but I've told myself I didn't want to start thinking about race day related things until I was in my taper. Not that I'm doing an official taper, but I'm calling the taper from 2 weeks ahead. So Monday will be like the start of my taper, even though I'll be running a long run, hopefully. That's when I'm gonna start to think about like my goals and my race day stuff and all of that. Let me find this safety pin and put things away and probably not speak to you until Monday. I mean, I'd love to try and fit in as much strength training as possible between now and race day, because clearly it made a difference on Monday. And it is something I could just sort of squeeze in even like 5, 10, 15 minutes of. But I will, as always, keep you informed. Once again, well, actually it might not even be worth mentioning the donation link, because I think by the time you're watching this, it's well past race day. But just in case it is still up, the link will be in the description. And I've made my new goal, I think I mentioned this recently, £1,000. We are £100 away. Will we make it? I actually don't know, but I'm not gonna worry. The fact that we've already got 900 is crazy, so all good. Right, this was very impressive by my own standards, so I'm happy. I will see you soon. Bye! Hello, just to give an update on Friday night and sort of the consequences of that run. Friday night, my knee was twinging a little bit, but one thing I've been wanting to mention, something I've noticed since I did the half marathon without much pain because I had the day off after it. I don't know what I just said. When I did the half marathon on Tuesday night, I had Wednesday mostly off, I wasn't working much, and I had much less pain on Wednesday and the following days. And I think one of the reasons for that might be that usually the next day I'm sitting at a desk with my knees bent the whole day, whereas on the Wednesday I was sitting on my bed with my legs extended, and I feel like maybe that makes a difference. And so the Friday night, we were having supper, I was sat, and that's when it was twinging, as opposed to when I was like walking to or from. So that's interesting, just interesting to note. But that being said, aside from the very slight twinge on Friday night, absolutely knock on wood, nothing on Saturday or since. Like zilch, not even a semblance of pain or discomfort. I mean, I don't know what's happening, but I'm very grateful, and I'm not gonna jinx it. So yeah, very pleased about that. And because I had no pain on Saturday, and because I was bored, because it was Shabbat and there's not much I can do, I did some strength training. Not loads, obviously I couldn't film it, but I think it was probably about 20 minutes or so. It wasn't crazy. I really tried to focus, I think, mainly on the glutes, tiny little bit of abs, and then obviously also the knee stretches that I've been doing anyway, or strengthening, whatever you want to call it. But just something so that I could say I'd done it. And then today, I would like to, but I'm very tired, so I might just do a couple of squats and call it there. But I did walk to work again, which was about 35 minutes, and it was hot. I feel like I've mentioned this in every video I filmed today, which has been a Dear Hopefuls, a vlog, and now this, but there is another heat wave, and I am very annoyed about it. I went out with my sweatshirt because I thought it wouldn't be too hot, because it was quite grey, but no. I was sweating by the time I got to work. It was so hot. I mean, probably not crazy, probably about 24 degrees, but yeah, I'm not happy. So tomorrow, I would really, really, really like to do 15 kilometers, ideally all of it without stopping, but we shall see. I'm gonna try and prep myself as much as possible in the morning in terms of how I get dressed, so that by the time I get home from work tomorrow afternoon, I will take 5 to 10 minutes to change and warm up and then just go. I reckon 15 kilometers is sort of an hour 45-ish, maybe slightly less. No, maybe slightly more actually. Just under 2 hours, let's call it. So if I leave, call it at 6, although I would like to think I'll be a bit earlier than that, I should be home by about 8. And I think the park will still be open because I'm thinking I'll just do all 15 kilometers in the park. It might get boring and I might lose motivation, but I feel like as soon as I leave the park, I find it harder. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. That's a tomorrow problem. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 15k. And then originally I was saying that next week I would do a 5k and that was all, but I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll do a 10k on the Monday and that can be all. It's hard to like find the balance in this tapering sort of period because I really don't want to lose what I've established, but I also want to trust the process of, you know, letting your muscles be as strong and ready as possible on race day. We'll see. We will see what happens. Also, the plan is after tomorrow's run, that's when I can start doing all the tapering thinking and, you know, prepping for race day. So I'm trying really hard to not think about it, which has been really hard. Oh, that's another thing. On, I think it was Friday night, I'm pretty sure it was either Thursday night or Friday night, but I think it was Friday night. I had the most frustrating dream about the half marathon where it was really steep and uphill, and also people were just allowed to be on the course, like people who weren't running, so you had to like push through kids and stuff. And then they stopped the race, they like closed it for half an hour or something and it was counting towards our time. It was so frustrating. And I woke up like as I crossed the finish line and no one was at the finish line. There was no one there to support anyone. It was really weird. Anyway, it was a dream. It was a nightmare. Yeah, that was Friday night. And then I think Saturday night, I also found that I was struggling to fall asleep because I was thinking about the half marathon. So clearly it is more presently on my mind, which may not be the best thing, but I'm going to get through hopefully the 15k tomorrow if weather permits and my body permits, and then we will sit down, write down, put some thoughts onto paper and onto camera maybe, and, you know, get into that mindset. So hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello. 28 degrees it is today. 28, not 25, 28. I was getting to a mindset of actually 25 I might be okay, and even if I'm not, like, it's good practice for race day. And then I saw that it was 28 degrees and I was just like, well, what's the point? Having walked home from work, it is warm. My throat got very dry. I was breathing through my nose, but my throat is uncomfortably dry. I've tried to drink a lot today, but obviously not enough. But it's very much a heat that's coming from the sun. So when I'm in the shade, it's not so bad. That was my observation from my walk home. Obviously running will be different. I am just gonna stay in the park. I can't remember how shaded it is. I think it's reasonably shaded, at least certain bits. And I'm just gonna do my best. If we don't get to 15k without stopping, even if we don't get to 10k without stopping, I'm not gonna be too harsh on myself. It's tough. Once again, because this is my last like proper long run, hopefully, I'm gonna try and do everything as race day in terms of what I'm wearing. So I'm gonna have the shoes, the leggings, and the top. I'm trying my hair like this because basically I haven't yet decided what I want to do for race day. I might do half up, half down, which is why I did that, I think, when I did the half marathon. But I'm considering plaits if this works. They're a little messy at the moment, but if they don't annoy me too much, this might be the best way to sort of get it off my face but not looking completely frazzled. Watch me come back with like flyaways everywhere. I have put on sun cream. That was the first thing I did when I got home because I thought I need to let that try and sink in, even just the slightest, because it will be sweating off my face momentarily. Again, I don't really want to be putting on sun cream, but I A, know that I have to, and B, know that I will for race day, so gotta get used to it. I'm gonna drink a little bit. I'm gonna change my shoes and leggings, and then I'm going to warm up. It's just before 5. I'm hoping that I can get out at 5. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We can do this. I can do this. Always could. And not playing dumb will feel so damn good. Let's go. I'm almost at 6. I'm struggling a little, but my knee has just like seized up. So I don't know whether or not to keep going. I feel like I want to. Well, I don't, but I should. But I also don't know about my knee because I don't want to make it worse. We'll keep going for now and see how it goes. I've stopped running at 7.5, half of what I wanted to do. I'm worried about my knee and it's very hot. I'll talk more when I'm home. Hello. I don't know if you could hear what I was saying before, but I had to cut this run short. I'm very sad, I'm very upset and annoyed, but I need to care for my knee so that I'm able to do half marathon. I'm gonna cool down. It's very hot and I'm very sweaty. Although I did like the hair, that worked. I'm so red, I've just seen it on camera. I am going to cool down, calm down, shower, all that jazz, and I will speak to you in a little while. Whew. Before I'm cooling down, I've had some water. I'm gonna have some pretzels because I feel like I need to replenish salt. I feel like that's the primary thing when it's hot and sweaty. So I'm having a couple of pretzels and lots of water and some sugar, and then I'm gonna cool down. Oh. Hello. I haven't showered yet, but because of how sweaty I was, I decided to just throw this top on so that I wasn't sticking to all my clothes. Although I am now sticking to this, so I am gonna shower soon. On the one hand, I'm disappointed in this run, but on the other hand, I'm so proud of myself because I got to 5 kilometers and I was kind of like, yes, it was hard and yes, I wanted to stop, but also I definitely felt I could keep going in terms of the heat. And that's insane. Like, it is 28 degrees and it still is. And the fact that I could even do a couple of K in this weather is impressive to me. I think more than anything, I'm just annoyed at the situation. Like, this was my last real opportunity for a long run. And because of the weather, well, no, that's not even entirely true. It was also because of my knee. I was unable to do it. The knee pain today is different to the ITBS that I've been experiencing. It was kind of more at the front of my knee, and I feel like what happened was it was too tense. I think as I was running, my knee was just tensed up and it was just causing it to seize up a bit. I think and hope that I've caught it on time and that I made the right call by stopping. Because even now, like, it doesn't feel too painful or anything. In fact, not at all really. But I was worried that if I kept running on it, it could cause another injury or the same one to come back or any number of things. But it was the kind of pain where, had it happened on the day of the half marathon, I absolutely could have pushed through. It was more just not wanting to ruin my chances for the half marathon and cause an injury now. If I do something on the day of the half marathon that then gives me an injury, obviously not ideal, definitely don't want anything, you know, permanently damaging, but equally I am going to be taking a break from running anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But at this point, having just more or less got rid of the ITBS, I definitely don't want to be bringing something new in. But I was thinking, it's really interesting. Every single one of my injuries, or whatever you want to call it, has happened on my left leg. And I don't know why. Clearly I favour it in some way or something. But on the whole, this whole run, how I felt, aside from, you know, the knee problem, I really, really, really felt like I wanted to stop after not even every kilometre, like every lap. But I knew that I didn't have a good reason to, and so I pushed through. Even when I had that knee issue, I still pushed through for another kilometre and then decided to leave the park, but in the end I actually did still do 8 kilometres. And I actually did run most of the 7th, or the 8th, I suppose, depending how you count it, the last. We'll have a quick look at the statistics, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. It's making me wonder if I can fit one more run in somewhere. Potentially Friday night again, I don't know. Although it's a shame because I liked the idea of the half marathon being my 60th run, but I don't know, we'll just see what happens. See how I'm feeling, and just really need to work on the strength training as well for the next 2 weeks. So I ended up doing just over 8 kilometres, average tempo 7:40, total time just over an hour. I did really intentionally try and go as slow as possible, and I think I was going slow, but actually looking at the numbers, it was fairly consistent. The first was 7:24, 7:21, 7:35, 7:30, 7:37, 7:47, and 7:43 actually for the last one. I think I sped up right at the end. Once again, there's the graph. Again, I don't know why there are so many dips. Like, I definitely didn't stop at all until the very end, but who knows? I mean, look, in the end, that's not bad. I was out for an hour in 28-degree weather. Like, I really shouldn't be too upset with myself. And the thing I kept telling myself was, if this is the weather on race day, then I want to know what I'm capable of. And I do think if it wasn't for the knee, I could at least get to 10. And then I reckon by the time I got to 10, I would be able to push through to Tower Bridge. Like, I do get that feeling, although it does depend a little bit on inclination. Like, I definitely struggle on hills regardless, but especially in the heat. But then also, if it's not this hot on race day, think of how much easier it will be. In fact, we can check because BBC has a 2-week forecast. I've been looking the last few days at that 14-day forecast. Obviously it's subject to change, but from what I've seen at the moment is the days before is about 19 degrees and cloudy, which would work for me as long as it's not humid. But let's see. Oh, why is it sunny? It's still only like 19 degrees, which is fine, according, you know, at the moment. But instead of cloudy, it is pure sun. Why is it pure sun? I don't like pure sun. But 20 degrees is less than 28. So hopefully it'll be okay. I'm now gonna cool down even more and eat a cupcake and then shower and eat supper. I will at some point probably sit down and like journal my various things for pre-race day. I think this is the hairstyle I'm gonna go for. My hair is dripping wet, but it feels like it's, you know, the least chaotic, and it didn't feel in the way at all in the slightest, so that's good. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down and like properly journal, and then I might share my thoughts with you as and when I'm ready to. Let's be real, I probably will. Anyway, I will see you all later in the week, maybe, or next week. I don't know, at some point. Yay!